What's good? Devin the Dream Haney. First rumors of pay-per-view numbers come out, and Devin Haney does what has always made it difficult for me to really embrace Devin Haney, as he completely disrespects Bob Arum. Man. Let's talk about those two things in this video, but before I do, let me welcome you back to the channel. If you are new to the channel, please accept my invitation to hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon so you can be notified of when we release more videos, which we do on a daily basis, so you better watch them. But before we get into that, I just want to tell you real fast about today's sponsor, the Boxing Showtime app. It's a very useful app that keeps you updated on all things boxing, and you can keep up with the latest fights, where to watch them, the latest news, and a lot more. For any hardcore boxing fan like myself, and most likely all of y'all, I would definitely recommend downloading it. And it also is most definitely a big support to the channel. It's available for both Apple and Android, and you can find the link in the description below. Thanks for considering downloading Boxing Showtime's app. But let's get back into the subject matter of the video. Bodying up in arms over what could reasonably be considered a close fight. One of the people that come out and says, or a tape comes out of Bob Arum telling VASYL Lomachenko that as he's sitting down at a press conference, that you won this fight easy.
Sorry, man.
No problem.
You won that fight easy. You won that fight easy. You won that fight easy.
You won this fight easy. Now, is there any truth to that whatsoever, in my opinion? No. VASYL Lomachenko did not win that fight. Number one, he didn't win the fight because the referees, or the judges rather, gave the fight to Devin Haney. Number two, there's absolutely nothing easy about the fight for VASYL Lomachenko. If you scored it for VASYL Lomachenko, which I really do believe you can do, it was not easy. He most definitely was in a tough fight with Devin Haney. And even though I maintain that Lomachenko could have won the fight, I would have taken a draw or VASYL Lomachenko winning the fight. I would have taken either one of those. I don't have a problem with the people that think Devin Haney won the fight. They're just looking at something differently than I did. Very subjective opinion. You know, I work with people on all kind of different things, on projects together, and there's a product we're putting out. I think it should look like this. The other person thinks it should look like that. At the end of the day, it's an art, not a science. However, Devin Haney responds to Bob Arum. And this is where I start to feel that people that say, younger guys that come by the channel, and one of the regular insults that they give me is, you're old ass, right? I'm 54 years old. I never hide how old I am because, man, the purpose in life is to get older. So I have never understood how you shift in childhood from thinking, oh, it's my 11th birthday, and celebrating every year of your life with a cake and a party, right? Nobody has a birthday and says, oh, wow, this really sucks. I can't stand that I was born today. Every birthday signifies that you're getting older. So to take this back to Devin Haney puts out a tweet and says, Bob's old ass was sleeping the whole fight. I was checking in between rounds. All right, first and foremost, that is why I got a problem with a lot of these young people, man, because it's just flat out disrespectful to a 90-year-old man to call him an old ass man. It is just disrespectful. And it is something that makes me wonder about anybody's character. Someone that would disrespect their elders in that fashion. If Bob Arum thinks that Devin Haney lost that fight, so be it. Doesn't matter. Devin Haney won the fight. Thank you, sir, for your opinion. That's just me. However, on the subject matter of whether or not Bob Arum was asleep in that fight, I would not doubt that he was asleep in that fight because, look, man, there's a whole lot of people that go to sleep during Devin Haney fights. There's a whole lot of people that will fall asleep and drift off looking at fights like that where nobody's getting hurt, where there's no real sensational moments, where it's just a lot of back and forth, a lot of a punch that may send your head every once or twice, every couple round, every once or twice a round. So quite honestly, man, I can't blame Bob Arum or anybody else that may sit there, watch a fight that takes place that late in the evening, and you wind up taking a little bit of a snooze. However, without a doubt, Bob Arum is 100% tripping by saying that fight was an easy fight. Ain't no way. Now, the other aspect of this is that now, shout out to Ray Jackson on Twitter, one of the best guys on Twitter. I really do enjoy his work. Reports that the fight between Devin Haney and VASYL Lomachenko did between 250 and 275,000 pay-per-views. And there are people that are saying, wow, that's incredible. Devin Haney is the face of boxing. Devin Haney is the face of boxing in an undisputed fight against VASYL Lomachenko, a Hall of Famer. And it does around the same pay-per-views that, if this is true, which it is not, and I almost guarantee you it is not, I almost guarantee you that is a massive exaggeration of those sales, would be similar to what Gervonta Davis did against Yuriorkis Gamboa with less of a gate, a $3 million gate and 250,000 pay-per-views at $60 a pop. There's good news and bad news with that. The good news is that makes Devin Haney a viable B-side to Gervonta Davis, without a doubt. That's the good news, that it makes him a viable B-side to Gervonta Davis. However, the bad news in that is it made Devin Haney a viable B-side to Gervonta Davis. And more than likely, the fight is going to get that much more difficult to make because people are going to be exaggerating the meaning of those particular numbers, even though the likelihood of those numbers being accurate are slim to absolutely none. But I can't say that Slim left town, because it may have. That was a fight that should do well, depending on from my point of view at least, because it's a fight that I would advise pretty much anybody in boxing to watch because of the quality of the fight and the quality of the fighters in the fight. However, all in all, man, I cannot wait till we get the next fight going, because I can't stand, and this is a little bit of a personal live video for me to do. I cannot stand being stuck between a boxing community, which I consider to be my own. I know that people say boxing is a very racial sport, and some people that are being a little less culturally sensitive would say it is a tribalism in boxing. Well, I hate to be on the different side than the majority of my tribe and be defending and making points that sound anywhere near similar or sympathetic to people like Paulie Malignaggi, who and people are, by the way, and people a lot worse than Paulie Malignaggi, because as far as Paulie Malignaggi's racism goes, if that's what you decide to call it, he's only about halfway in. He ain't nowhere near as severe as some of these other people are that you got to listen to talking about VASYL Lomachenko. So if anybody for a second was thinking that I am not happy that Devin Haney won that fight, you are absolutely bananas. I am definitely preferred Devin Haney to have won that fight over VASYL Lomachenko for the reason that I gave. I don't like his fan base at all. However, There is not his fan base, not all of his fans. Let me be clear about that. However, without a doubt, Bob Arum, it is disrespectful to refer to a 90-year-old man as an old-ass man falling asleep in a fight when there are 35 and 40-year-old men that fell asleep in Devin Haney's fight also. In fact, we had a running joke on the channel that people could fry pork chops in those fights because they're not exciting fights. They are highly, highly tactical. And for people that are like, okay, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. And that's pretty much what it is. And the fight played out kind of like that, with a little bit of exception that during a phase of the fight, VASYL Lomachenko started landing straight lefts. But anyway, that's my take on the matter. You let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Peace.